While episode 24 of Love Island USA left me feeling the same way I've been feeling for quite a while now, that most of this cast just gets on my damn nerves. After watching this episode, I'm left feeling like I wish Beyond the Gates had new episodes this week and I didn't have to talk about Love Island all week. But I have to talk about Love Island instead. And so, where to even begin? Where Nic and Olandria are concerned, they seem to be closing that off. The most I've said this on Twitter. I haven't really said it on YouTube because I try and keep it cute. But I think the biggest issue with Alandria is that she doesn't like white guys. I think that's actually what it comes down to. And instead, she is trying so hard with Taylor, even though he's giving her nothing. Like I spent the entire last video talking about, maybe with Chris coming into the house, they can explore something. I think if I remember tonight's challenge correctly, that he's the one that got her heart rate going the most in the challenge. So maybe she can actually pivot to someone other than Taylor so she can't continue to look pretty pathetic like I still think she looked in this episode, unfortunately. Now, on the other side of the coin, Cierra did learn that Olandria and Nic had their little kissing session. And, Nic said in that moment he felt they were just friends, which was a lie. Because we all saw the kissing happen and he was quite into it, even more so than any kiss with Cierra. When he and Bella finally started making out at the very beginning, I feel like maybe he was into that too, but I don't know. I don't believe Nic when he says that he only felt friend feelings with Olandria. I think Olandria was the problem in that she wasn't over Taylor for reasons none of us really know. Sierra didn't seem to mind that one of her best friends in the house kissed Nic even after, she and Nic had sex. But I guess Sierra just likes to keep things nice. I think she's a Libra, so that makes sense. She doesn't want to have these issues with her friend in Alandria. I think she doesn't want the confrontation. She just wants to play it off like she doesn't care. I like that Iris tried to at least give us something this season, and from her, because we get nothing from her ever. I like that Iris tried to at least mess with Sierra's head. I don't think she was trying to mess with Sierra's head, but she was just trying to stir the pot. In that maybe Sierra should feel some kind of way that her best friend kissed Nic. But in typical Nic and Sierra fashion, anytime Sierra feels like she needs to do something to keep Nic, she has sex with him, and I think that's what happened again. And I think it just speaks to their relationship that it will go nowhere after this show. I think Nic's a bit of a player anyway, and Sierra would probably do better with a woman on this show, judging by tonight's challenge. One thing about Nic and Sierra is that they do have chemistry with everyone, or at least with all the women. I don't think Sierra has chemistry with any other guy in the house besides Elan. We know Nic has chemistry with a lot of girls, but all the girls tonight wanted to kiss Sierra in the challenge instead of Nic. So, if the show would gay it up a bit, maybe we could have a good winner in Sierra and Shelly. But instead, we're going to have a poor winner this year because none of these couples really are it. I tried to appreciate Ace and Shelly more tonight. I like that Shelly is still kind of open to Chris to an extent. I mean, she really went for it in the challenge with Chris. But then the drama happened with Huda, and it kind of took away from all of that possible, love triangle. I will say before I get to Huda that I thought that Ace and Shelly they did the best in the challenge to me. I know Nic and Sierra won the challenge because they raised the most heart rates, which, like I said earlier, is because they have chemistry with so many people. But I think that Ace and Shelly did the best. I like their little three-way kiss with Amaya, even though it doesn't dissolve the fact that Ace treated Amaya like shit during their coupling up when he was playing games. It didn't make up for that with me, and it's still one of the hardest reasons for me to be able to even root for Ace and Shelly, because Ace was quite unlikable for the entire first half of the show. So, yeah. Now, Huda, during the challenge, going as far as she did with Ace in the challenge to raise his heart rate, I kind of understand where Shelly is coming from, that Huda is supposed to be your friend, and then Huda's taking Ace in this challenge, of all people, to be the main person that she's trying to raise his heart rate. And I think they cut a lot out from what was happening in that session. You know, Chris was going for it with Shelly at the same time. They got up, and then Shelly still had to watch Ace and Huda go at it with the makeout session. And I think they cut out some parts where Huda was like sitting on his face or whatever. That's what it looked like she was going for. It was a lot. Now, right after this happened, you could tell Shelly was actually mad. You can't fake that. And I feel like when it first happened, the aftermath, I thought maybe Shelly was overreacting. But when Shelly afterwards went to the girls and explained why she was mad, Shelly made very logical sense. Because, yeah, Hood is saying it's just a challenge. And then you have Cierra not mad at Olandria after Olandria and Nic actually were kissing outside of a challenge. So at first it's like, oh, should Shelly be that upset about this? But when she explained, and she was right at the beginning of the season, Huda was so like trying to chain up Jeremiah. None of the other girls could ever do anything with Jeremiah in challenges. Huda was the main one trying to keep that from happening to Jeremiah in the challenges, because she was going straight up psycho. So when Shelly explained that it basically made Huda look like a hypocrite, Shelly was 100% right. And I saw someone say online tonight, and they're so right, Huda and Jeremiah set the pace for this season, and I do think they are kind of the main reason why so many people at the beginning didn't really get a chance to explore or want to explore, because Jeremiah and Huda were trying to say after 2 days, well, Huda was trying to say that they're the mom and dad of the villa. They're just so into each other. So I think a lot of the OGs never really got to explore further than their first initial wants. And I do kind of blame Huda and Jeremiah for that. And so, well, I enjoyed Huda's drama early on with that whole when she was going crazy. The effects it's had on the season has been very annoying. And it's why we're left with all these couples that have no chemistry, and I don't want to blame Huda for Olandria not wanting to go and explore this thing with Nic. I think that Olandria is maybe, I feel like the narrative will be that Alandria feels some sort of way about, Cierra and Nic are together, so she can explore that further. But the fact is, I also think white guys just aren't her type. Like I said earlier, also Nic going full Pisces tonight in the challenge was too much for me as a fellow Pisces. Kissing up on Olandria's feet during the challenge, sucking her toes, it was too much. It was too much even for me. So yeah, I guess I'm left just still rooting for Amaya. I don't think Amaya and Zach are like this chemistry couple whatsoever. They give very much friend vibes to me. But Amaya has been the realest chick in the house, and I still feel like she is. And so I still want Amaya to win somehow, even though I don't feel like Amaya and Zach are this real couple. But I'm just rooting for Amaya overall. I feel like Nic and Cierra, Ace and Shelly are probably the front runners, because they're the only semblance of a real couple with at least a little bit of chemistry. But Shelly and Ace, they haven't done it for me all season. These scamming allegations, I don't want to say guilty completely, but I have, kind of sided with the guilty allegations at times this season. And then tonight with Nic and Cierra, they just have sex every time something goes wrong in their relationship on the show. And I don't feel like Nic was happy when he chose Cierra, spelled her name wrong in an episode ago. he was happy when they recoupled. But since then, Nic hasn't seemed that happy with Sierra. You know, certainly not like he was lighting up with Alandria. And then Elan pissed off Nic further when Elan was, of course, trying to make Sierra's heart raise in the challenge. I don't know. They're all a mess. I don't know if maybe Pepe and Andrina can give us something. They seem to be possibly going towards each other to possibly try something there. But I don't care enough about those two yet to care about that. So maybe Monday's episode will leave me feeling more positive. But like most episodes this season, tonight's episode left me feeling empty. Empty, like the chemistry is empty on this show with their couples this season.